You're listening to ITR, Irish Tourist Radio Podcast.
Good morning, dreamers and wanderers. This is Michaela, your tale spinner, on Irish Tourist Radio. Today I'm taking you on a journey not through the mists of ancient legend, but through the living, breathing story that is Dublin City. A tale where you, dear listener, are the main character in an adventure through cobbled streets and hallowed halls, where Vikings once roamed and literary giants penned their masterpieces. So close your eyes, unless you're driving, of course, and let your imagination walk with me through a perfect day in Dublin town. Picture this. The morning light is just beginning to touch the spires of Dublin as you step onto its streets. The air carries the scent of fresh bread and brewing coffee. Your story begins as all good Irish tales do, with food to warm the soul. Our first chapter opens at Kilkenny Design, where the characters in this Dublin tale gather strength for the day ahead. The traditional full Irish breakfast awaits you, a plate of crispy bacon, plump sausages, eggs cooked to perfection, black and white pudding, golden hash browns, grilled tomato, mushrooms, and toast that crunches just right between your teeth. Between you and me, I've seen visitors transformed by this breakfast alone, shoulders relaxing, eyes brightening with anticipation for the day ahead. For just $11.50, you're not just buying a meal, you're purchasing the energy for your Dublin adventure. With a satisfied smile, you step back onto Dublin's morning streets. Feel the rhythm of the city beneath your feet as we make our way toward our next chapter. The colourful shop fronts wink at you in the morning light. Street musicians tune their instruments, and the River Liffey glitters like a ribbon of stories yet to be told. And now, dear traveller, prepare to step through a portal in time. Before us stands Dublinia, where the veil between present and past grows thin. As we cross the threshold, the year is no longer 2025. Suddenly, it's 841 AD, and the Vikings have just established their settlement on these very grounds. Can you hear the wooden mom ships creaking against their moorings? Can you see the Norse traders, their silver hack pieces glinting in rough palms as they barter in the muddy streets of early Dublin? Imagine yourself in one of their homes. No windows to speak of. The smoke from the central hearth finding its way out through the thatched roof. A family sleeps together on rough woolen blankets, their livestock sharing the cramped space for added warmth during bitter Irish winters. Around their necks hang Thor's hammer amulet, a prayer for protection in this strange new land so far from their fjord homes. These Vikings dream not of conquering lands, but of reaching Valhalla, an afterlife where the feasting never ends and the mead cups are always full. But Dublin wasn't just a Viking story. By the 11th century, something magical was happening. Norse settlers were marrying into Irish families, creating the unique Hiberno-Norse culture that would forever shape the city's identity. As we leave Dublinia, our tale continues just steps away at St. Audun's Church, where the stones themselves seem to whisper 12th century prayers. Feel the cool air against your skin as we enter this ancient place of worship, one of Dublin's oldest parishes. Run your fingers along the worn stone walls. How many hands have touched these same surfaces over 900 years? But the spiritual heart of our Dublin story awaits at St. Patrick's Cathedral, a monument to faith standing on ground sanctified by Ireland's patron saint himself. Legend whispers that, right here, Patrick baptized converts to Christianity with water from a well in the 5th century, a millennium before the current cathedral arose from Irish soil. Walk with me through these hallowed halls, where Jonathan Swift, yes, the very man who penned Gulliver's Travels, once preached fiery sermons as dean. His wit lives on within these walls, as does his body, buried alongside his beloved Esther, Stella Johnston. Look to the north transept, where the door of reconciliation stands as a testament to human capacity for peace. In 1492, as feuding families barricaded themselves on opposite sides of this door, Gerald Fitzgerald took a chance that changed everything. He cut a hole in the door and extended his arm through, unarmed and vulnerable, offering reconciliation to the Butler family within. From this brave act was born the phrase, "To chance your arm," a piece of Dublin's living language you can still hear in pubs today. Speaking of pubs, our story's middle chapter finds us at Darky Kelly's bar and restaurant as the hands of the clock point to midday. Here, surrounded by dark wood and warm smiles, Dublin reveals another of its characters, its cuisine. Picture a steaming bowl of Irish stew, tender chunks of lamb swimming alongside carrots and potatoes in a broth so flavorful it might bring a tear to your eye. Or perhaps you'll choose the bacon and cabbage, a dish that speaks of family gatherings and kitchen tables across generations. Whatever appears before you, know that it carries the authentic taste of Ireland, simple, hearty, and made with love. With satisfied appetites, our tale takes a livelier turn as we enter the Rock and Roll Museum. Here, the characters change from ancient Vikings and solemn clergy to leather-clad rockers and soulful folk singers. Ireland's musical soul comes alive around you, from the haunting ballads that survived centuries to the electric energy of U2 echoing through stadium speakers worldwide. The museum isn't just about looking at guitars behind glass, it's about feeling the pulse of Ireland's soundtrack. And here's a secret chapter in your Dublin story. You can step into the museum's recording studio and add your own voice to Ireland's musical legacy. Imagine bringing home not just photographs, but your very own Dublin recorded song. As the day's light begins to soften into evening gold, our Dublin tale approaches its final, joyful chapter. The cobblestones of Temple Bar beckon, leading us to the Porterhouse, where the real magic of Dublin awaits the cack. Here, surrounded by the warm glow of well-worn wood and the lilt of Dublin accents, your story merges with hundreds of others. Locals and travellers alike share tales over craft beer pints that tell their own stories of Irish brewing tradition with every sip. This, dear listener, is the true heart of Dublin, not just in its ancient stones or hallowed halls, but in these moments of connection, where strangers become friends and stories are exchanged like precious gifts. As our day in Dublin draws to a close, remember that the city has now written itself into your own story. You've walked where Vikings traded, where Swift preached, where Ireland's music found its voice, and where Dublin's heart beats strongest among its people. So when you visit Dublin, wear shoes that can dance between centuries as easily as they walk these storied streets. Book your tickets for Dublinia and the Rock and Roll Museum in advance. Check the cathedral schedules to catch the angelic choir, and always keep your camera ready. For Dublin reveals its magic in unexpected moments. Whether it's your first chapter in Dublin or your 10th, the city welcomes you as a character in its ongoing tale, a story of history, culture, and that indefinable spark we call Craic. The Vikings may have built the foundations, but it's the people of yesterday and today who have made Dublin a story worth telling again and again. This is Michaela, your tale spinner, signing off from Irish Tourist Radio. Until our paths cross again in story, may Dublin's tales inspire your own adventures across our Emerald Isle. Farewell for now. As we come to the end of our Dublin journey today, I want to thank each of you, dear listeners, for allowing me to guide your imagination through the streets and stories of our capital city. Every time we explore Ireland together, whether through ancient myths or modern experiences like today's Dublin adventure, I feel the connection that storytelling creates between us all. My deepest gratitude to those who write to share how these tales have inspired your own Irish journeys. Nothing warms a storyteller's heart more than knowing her words have helped shape real adventures and create lasting memories on Irish soil. To the visionary team here at ITR who understand that travel isn't just about seeing places, but about experiencing their stories, thank you for giving me this magical platform. And to our special guest who shared their Dublin expertise for today's tale, your knowledge has added authentic flavor to our storytelling feast. Until we meet again in the realm of Irish stories, may your travels be filled with characters as colourful as those we've encountered today in Dublin town. This is Michaela, your tale spinner, bidding you Slán ga fó il. Goodbye for now.